Once upon a time, there was a boy named Jack who lived with his mother in a tumble-down house. They never had enough money, so one day Jack's mother told him to sell their cow at the market. On the way to the market, Jack met a tiny old man who offered to buy the cow in exchange for a handful of magic beans. Jack thought they sounded marvelous and agreed without a second thought. Jack returned home with a spring in his step and showed his mother the magic beans. She was understandably furious. "How will we buy food with these?" she cried. Then she threw the beans out of the window and sent Jack to bed without any supper. In the morning, Jack looked out of his window and saw that a gigantic beanstalk had grown up in the garden overnight. They really were magic beans. The beanstalk was so tall it disappeared into the fluffy clouds. Jack wondered how high it went, so started to climb it. Eventually, he reached the very top and discovered an enormous castle. Jack went inside the castle and explored the many rooms until he found the kitchen where a delicious meal waited on the table. Suddenly, he heard heavy footsteps coming closer. He jumped into an open cupboard and hid just as a fearsome giant stomped into the kitchen. The giant sniffed the air. "Fee, fee, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman," he growled. But Jack kept very quiet, so the giant couldn't find him. The giant sat down and ate his enormous meal, slurping and chomping. When it was all gone, he burped. He brought a sack of gold coins, a plump goose, and a beautiful herb to the table. The giant counted all his money. Then he said, "Lay to the goose," and it laid an egg of solid gold. "Play," said the giant to the harp. It played sweet music all by itself until the giant fell asleep and began to snore. Jack watched through the crack of the cupboard door, astonished. Jack tiptoed to the giant's table, his eyes fixed on the treasures. Quick as a flash, he snatched the gold, the goose, and the herb. Then he ran. The giant awoke with a start. "Thief!" he roared, and chased after Jack. Jack fled the castle and began to climb back down the way he had come. When he reached the ground, he chopped down the beanstalk so the giant couldn't follow him. With the sack of coins and goose golden eggs, Jack and his mother had plenty of money for food, and they never saw the giant again.